I'm Ron Sims, and I'm the Deputy Secretary of the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
And can you explain what you're doing here today,
I'm
Secretary?
here learning a lot about Colorado and the complexities of Colorado's issues, from resort housing to prevention of foreclosures, building workforce housing, and sustainable development, whether it's in rural areas, urban areas, or those communities that we call activity centers that are neither rural or urban, but they're very, very important to the life and growth of the state. So it's been a very comprehensive learning experience for me.
On a national issue, would you like to see the $8,000 tax credit extended for first-time home buyers?
Am I going to see it extended?
Yes.
You know, there's a large chorus for that with higher people in higher pay grades than me that are making that decision.
Okay. Would you personally like to see it extended?
I will do what the president likes.
And you talked a lot about things have to happen at the local level, at the community level. Could you elaborate on that a bit?
Yeah, all change in America, and that's why we're such a great country, has occurred locally. It's never been, the top down. It's always been that the federal government sooner or later begins to reflect the wishes of a great deal of activity at the local and state level, and it harmonizes that interest. And I think that's what's occurring right now. So it is, we call it bubbling up as it should. But I always point out we are unique in the world because we don't tell people what to do. We listen to people and we fully engage. So I've been here talking about sustainability, livability, the problems of resort communities, small communities, large ones, the complexities of pulling together transportation systems along with the built environment, the variety of housing that needs to be built. Very, very complex, but you have a room full of people who are really putting together, I think, a wonderful vision, and it would be nice for HUD and to complement it. They're also doing it regionally. They're not doing it jurisdiction by jurisdiction. They realize that doesn't work anymore. You got to talk about whether it's we call a micropolitan area or metropolitan area, but doing it on a regional basis so that there's several cities involved and communities involved. That's the best way to move forward. So, I think that Colorado is moving very quickly to be at the forefront of what they believe and what I think clearly Secretary Donovan and I believe and what the president wants, which is to have every single community's life improved here by a collaborative effort with stakeholders and the federal government.
And the big changes going on in RESPA, they're going to take place on January 1st. Will that be good for consumers, do you think?
Yes, I don't think there's any doubt about it.
Okay, great. And what have you learned the most? What's the most impressive thing you've learned at this conference, would you say?
It's refreshing to know so much work is being done. It is sometimes you can get away from it, but here it's the scale of the commitment that is stunning here. I have learned that it's literally this scale. It's who's here today, 500 people, the sectors they belong to, and where they're from, working in a collaborative way. That's really exciting.
And can you just touch the last thing about foreclosures? Denver was hit harder and faster in a lot of parts of the country. Now the rest of the country has experienced type of foreclosures. How do you think this is going to turn out? What's going to happen to as far as foreclosures?
The goal of President Obama is to reduce the number of foreclosures and to get people back into housing, and we're going to do that. We're optimistic about that. There's a number of changes in policy that are taking place, but again, when the economy turns around, and it will turn around, we're going to be positioned to get people back in their homes, and that's going to be critical.
Thank you.